made the fatal error of publicly calling me out, people seem to forget that the #2 guy in the world is here. I'm up here.
The guy that I really want to fight is Gordon, and this next two I'm going to get him.
I think it's going to be a tough, scrappy fight. Gordon's a master of control, and Pedro's a very difficult person to control. It should be fascinating.
But like I see on Gordon the opportunity, you know. This is the thing that make me believe. I really believe that I can finish him because like I see on him an opportunity, you know. And you know, we Brazilians don't play around with opportunities. You know, this is a life change, you know. You beat Gordon, you would with a no guy, you know. Excited. And yeah, bro, one time this guy on your neck,
you only
the only way is this. Always lead.
So make sure you give your boy some Pepto-Bismol so his tummy doesn't hurt.
Oh.
You gonna get it? Give us to him.
I'm gonna put it right here, like. Like you. Oh, some things here. Warm.
I'd never seen Pedro Marinho compete. The first time I saw him was at the last ADCC. I was walking out with Gordon to a match. So I'm sitting there in the waiting area, and Mateus Denise is fighting 88 kilos, and he is having a war with this Brazilian kid. And I go to Gordon, who's this guy that Mateus is fighting? This guy's tough as hell. And he goes, the guy's a fucking asshole.
Like I said, I want to be the best powerful pound in the world, you know. We're bringing the best guy in the world, like Gordon Ryan, you know. He's one guy that I look forward to have a match against him again. We fought on ACC 2019 open class. I don't want to be like just the best in 205, I want to be the best powerful pound in the world. But the guy that I really want to fight is Gordon, and these next two I'm going to get him.
In a match with Gordon Ryan, that would definitely put you at the #1 spot in the world.
He's #1 powerful pound in the world. If he's on my front, I need to beat him up. My intention is to be the best guy in the world. I see Gordon try wrestle me because he say my wrestle is no good. He want to prove some point. And I submit him on the guillotine. Like I say, one time my hand go out there is good as done. You don't believe it, look what I did before, you know. And what I'm gonna do July 14.
The last 2 years, you've got to give it to Pedro Marinho. He improves so much. He's defensively very strong now on leg locks. He proved that recently against Craig Jones. Physically, he's a real specimen. He's got a nasty arm and guillotine. He's got a good fighting spirit about him. He's not afraid of anybody.
And his opponent representing the United States, the King Gordon Ryan!
Champion Gordon Ryan making his debut on the open division. He gets Pedro Marinho. Let's see what he brings to the game this time.
Oh, Gordon gets the heel hook.
You
talk about how dangerous his heel hooks are. He hasn't shown him that much today, but he showed it right now.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful submission, Gordon Ryan over Pedro Marinho.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, match #2, the King Gordon Ryan!
Pedro's always talking shit about me online with Cleveland. I broke his leg with an outside heel hook.
It's not like Gordon's the first dominant champion, so you can't say it's that. You can't even say that he's the first bad boy of jiu-jitsu, because a lot of his fans don't see him as a bad boy. They see someone like Gordon who speaks with supreme confidence. There's something about that which is either extremely attractive or something which they find utterly repulsive. But very few people ignore it. When you're confronted by someone who is extraordinarily confident, you either get a strongly negative reaction as you feel threatened by it, or a strongly positive reaction as you feel inspired by it. But either way, you're going to get a strong reaction.
So he thinks he can like mention my name in the same sentence and think he's going to be competitive. Part of me respects him, and part of me is like, oof, that was a mistake, because now I have to embarrass you. I'm going to try to go out there and make it as exciting as a match I can. He's going to try to do as little jiu-jitsu as he can, and I'm going to try to force him to do jiu-jitsu. It'll be interesting to see how long it takes me to actually get a hold of him and force him into a situation where he has to grapple me. This is pretty much the story of my entire career, is just forcing guys to actually get to do jiu-jitsu with me. It's going to be me just trying to get him to engage. Then once he's on bottom, he's just never going to get up or get away. And then it's going to be me melting him from the top position until I eventually call a submission. Pedro, I actually like you. You got to understand that I'm not the rest of the guys that they're fighting, and that will be very clear on July 14th.
It's going to be one of those things that fans love more than anything else. It's going to be an underdog story. Obviously, Gordon will go in as the favorite. I understand that. But I must say, Pedro does have a guillotine on both sides of his body, which could shock the world. Hey, you have a good guillotine in jiu-jitsu. It's like having a good knockout punch in boxing. You can finish anyone anytime with it. You can be losing the whole match, bang, jump into it, it's done. You throw that belt in there, that's like diamonds to Gordon Ryan. So he'll definitely be actively looking to get another belt for his wall.
He's coming off the big win against Craig Jones, obviously, and he's beaten a lot of good guys. He's a true contender for one of the best in the world. He's the who's #1 205 champion, so he's definitely much different than when I fought him the first time.
When the guy say he's gonna do that, he's gonna be pretty easy, that's the best way to shine. That time when the guy overlooked me, I make him pay, you know. This is my thing, like show the world I'm here to stay. I wanna be among the greatest of all time on this sport, and I do my work.
So the fans can expect me, as always, trying to get to a submission. And the haters can expect to cry some more.